This episode is all about how to 3D print aircraft, especially with our designs. We will go over all the details, from the materials we use to print settings, recommended equipment and other valuable tips. Let's start with how our aircraft are designed and which materials are recommended. The entire airframe is best printed using low-weight PLA filament with additional reinforcement part printed for more rigid materials such as polycarbonate, PETG, ABS or even regular PLA. All parts can be printed on printers with a build volume of at least 220 by 220 by 200 mm. Most parts will fit even on smaller printers, but some larger components like main wing segments may require more space and are typically printed diagonally across the print bed. Everything is designed for standard 0.4 mm nozzles, which are the most commonly used. Most compact 3D printers available on the market will do the job just fine. In several of our previous videos, you can see examples of the printers we've worked with. In this episode, we will focus specifically on Bambolab printers, a popular choice among both beginners starting their 3D printing journey and experienced makers alike. The printer you see here is the Bambolab X1 Carbon with the AMS unit, which you can find in the official Bambolab store. The link is in the video description. This is Bambolab's flagship CoreXY printer, featuring an enclosed chamber and all the essential automated functions like bed leveling with an analog sensor and LiDAR, vibration compensation, a live view camera with error detection and much more additional features. Before we dive into specific print settings and tips, let's take a moment to talk about the different types of low-weight PLA available on the market. Low-weight PLA is great material for printing aircraft, and it differs from standard filament types because it's foamed, meaning it has a lower density which makes it significantly lighter. There are two main types of low-weight PLA, active foaming and pre-foamed. The difference lies in how the foaming process occurs. Active foaming filaments contain a foaming agent that activates at higher temperatures, causing the material to expand inside the printer's nozzle. Because of this, they are printed at higher temperatures and with reduced flow rates, usually in the 40 to 60% range as the material increases in volume during extrusion. Pre-foamed filaments, on the other hand, are already expanded during the manufacturing process. These can be printed at lower temperatures similar to regular PLA and with a standard 100% flow rate. Pre-foamed filaments are typically a bit more expensive, but they help reduce stringing during prints. With active foaming, a small amount of stringing is normal. In our case, we primarily use active foaming filaments, and with the right settings, the printing process is smooth and reliable. Any stringing that does occur can usually be cleaned up in just a few seconds after the print is finished. However, low-weight PLA isn't the only lightweight material you can use. We often get questions from people living in hot climates who want to fly our planes in those conditions. During flight, high temperatures aren't really an issue for low-weight PLA since the airflow provides more than enough cooling. However, the problem often arises when planes are left in hot cars or under direct sunlight without moving. In such cases, a material with higher heat and UV resistance would be useful. A great alternative is low-weight ASA, which offers much better resistance to heat and UV exposure. It's also slightly lighter than low-weight PLA and has a bit more rigidity. The downside is that it's more challenging to print. Proper drying of the filament is essential, along with maintaining a higher and stable ambient temperature. So using a printer with an enclosed chamber like the X1C is highly recommended. Additionally, proper room ventilation is important as this material releases toxic fumes during printing. Bambolab also offers its own line of lightweight filaments called PLA Aero and ASA Aero. These are active foaming materials that expand during printing. On our website, in the print settings section, you will find a detailed explanation of this, as well as ready-to-use print profiles for PLA Aero and ASA Aero specifically for the Bambu X1C. These profiles can easily be transferred and used with other Bambu models as well. We've also included Ultimaker Cura slicer settings for printers from other manufacturers. These provide a solid foundation for further fine-tuning to suit your particular setup. On our Discord server, we also have a dedicated 3D printing channel where users share their challenges, solutions, and experiments, as well as a free files channel where you can download these Bambu profiles and many other free resources. The profiles we provide are JSON configuration files that can be imported directly into Bambu Studio or into Orca Slicer, a community-developed slicer that's compatible with Bambu printers and offer even more customization options. As you can see, the package includes 4 config files, 2 each for PLA Aero and ASA Aero. This consists of filament settings, which handle all material-specific parameters, and print settings, which cover things like layer height, speed, infill, supports, etc. All you need to do is click on File, then Import and choose Import Configs. Select all the configuration files and they will immediately become available from the profile list in the slicer. When printing, just select the matching profiles, for example both for the PLA Aero profiles. We print all of these parts with a single wall and a gyroid infill set between 3 to 6%, depending on how much structural reinforcement you want. We typically use 4% infill, which provides a good balance between low weight and strength, but any value within the 3 to 6% range is suitable for this aircraft. The differences in weight and strength are actually not that dramatic. The wings can be printed with gyroid infill as well, but an even better option is to use the 2D lattice infill, which is now available in Orca Slicer. It works particularly well for wings, saving an additional 10 to 15% of print weight. Here you can see the Orca Slicer interface, which looks almost identical to Bambu Studio. In the preview window, you can see what the 2D lattice infill pattern looks like. Let's now move on to comparing prints made from PLA Aero and ASA Aero. Here we have test parts printed from both materials using the same settings, single wall and 4% infill. The surface finish is practically the same. The difference in stiffness isn't immediately visible, but you can feel that the ASA version is slightly more stiff. The weight of the PLA Aero part is 11 grams, while the ASA Aero part weighs 9 grams. These results are quite consistent. Typically, prints made with ASA come out around 10 to 15% lighter. As I mentioned earlier, with ASA Aero, it's very important to keep the filament dry. If you're using an AMS unit, maintain a low humidity level and regularly replace the desiccant agent. Additionally, with the X1C printer, you can dry filament directly inside its chamber. In the printer settings under the Toolbox tab, you can go to the Dry Filament function. You can select any filament type and the appropriate drying settings will be automatically applied for each one. Now let's move on to some useful printing tips. All parts can be successfully printed with a single wall. Here you can see the fuselage parts printed from PLA Aero with 4% infill and a single wall. They look very good, no artifacts, smooth surface and layer lines are either invisible or barely noticeable. The material stands well and after assembling the fuselage, the surface can also be lightly smoothed out. In some sections, optional reinforcement can be applied. In the file pack for each aircraft, we include step files of certain important components and we also provide some files with modifiers. You can import either the basic STL files or the full step files directly into your slicer. In this case, we have two solids. Right-click on them and select Split to Parts. Then go to the Objects tab in the left menu. We can now see that the slicer recognizes two separate solids. The one that is not part of the wing should be set as a modifier. Now we can apply different settings specifically to that area, which will affect both the modifier volume and the overlapping part of the wing. In this example, it's around the motor mount on a large aircraft, so it's a good idea to increase the number of walls, for example to 3. The infill can stay the same or be increased slightly. Let's set it to 8%. After slicing, let's check the preview. We can clearly see that the modified area has additional walls and a denser infill. You can also manually create the simple volumes in the slicer and set them as modifiers as you see fit. But here is a quick and easy solution using a pre-prepared step file. For tall parts with a small surface area in contact with the bed, it's best to enable a brim of about 5 to 10 mm. We always use this when printing control surfaces. A brim can be enabled for any part, but it's usually not necessary for most. Other reinforcement parts can be printed easily using the standard presets in the slicer, which already provide great results without needing to tweak the settings. In our case, we printed them from PCFR using the 0.2 mm strength preset. These components can be printed from any stiff material like PETG, ABS or even regular PLA. However, polycarbonate is particularly good in terms of strength and heat resistance, which is especially important in parts like motor mounts, where the motors may heat up during operation. There are presets available for all Bamboo filaments, as well as many from third-party manufacturers. There are also generic profiles, which are standard templates for specific filament types from other brands that don't have dedicated profiles in the software. These usually work well or may require slight tuning, most often in temperature. Let's take one another example. A TPU part we print using the default presets. This specific part, used as skids for the aircraft, is printed with one wall and 5% infill. This gives it enough durability while remaining flexible. Lastly, we invite you to give our aircraft a try by printing it yourself. Check out our website where you will find a collection of our designs to choose from. If you would like to explore any aspect of 3D printing, of the technical details behind building 3D printed aircraft, feel free to share your suggestions in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.